Suddenly, everything slows. A cosmic energy around her, hips caressing the air. Her body sings in jazz and classical symphonies, remixed with dubstep and electro. Strobes magnify her eyes, bold, wide with wisdom. She touches the stars, reaches the moon, bathes in its dust. Iridescent skin opposed with mine, a milky brown galaxy. We move, minds entwined. And this dance turns into late night chats back at the flat, reminiscing the griefs of life, a friendship blossoming before my eyes. And then the conversation turns to this feeling in her heart. You see, in her mind, her heart is blue, silently suffocating in pitch. Don't go to that place. Move on, ask about that date, choose pics for the main grid. She wants to dance till sunrise, dance till everything slows, but it never stops. The tears, symphonies, feelings never stop. She made it stop, she stopped. I should have stopped. Realised sooner. I should have wished but I didn't want to lose her. It's funny, a lot of you probably knew her a lot longer. Maybe you would have seen the signs quicker. Maybe not. Maybe you would spend your days in self-pity. Maybe not. Maybe she might just be. To be our best friend.
In the east, as she births him, she silently screams. Colours flow through the river, transplanted to the Paris of their dreams. Crafting him makes her fingers numb. In him, a piece of her. In her, sustenance in a crumb. In the west, he emerges, not as a staple, but as a fix for their urges. He checks his tags, and there is no remittance, not even gratitude to his mother's existence. Ah, the South. They aim to resurrect him, his body dumped upon their shores. Skillfully, they patch each limb. And he eats their unborn children. And the tide rolls in. The land and sea are full of bodies. Forgotten.
I look to my right and see 5 never before seen high-rise apartments, each with a balcony view. So as you're looking up to them, they're looking down on you. I look to my left and see a couple council flats in the States, and I've seen some decent ones, but these aren't they. And let's be real, why would your government put money into homes of those where a disproportionate amount of blacks and browns stay? Where we all know, because of the way the system's made, these houses, no homes, won't be able to pay anywhere near as much as those living lavishly in luxury make. And yes, it's other ethnic minorities too, but I won't use BAME, cause that's just what's used to make it sound more okay, so fuck keeping it tame. Now this governmental system's made, it's gonna stay how it is. It's meticulously planned out to make sure kids are killing kids. There was a time these areas thrived and race hate groups couldn't take, so they burned these towns down all the way. Back then it was them, and now it's who? Kids killing kids. Now that this system's made in the hood, it's gonna stay how it is. And it really is a system, the way snitching is something you just don't do. Street justice or none at all. But in order to get that street justice, that's more lives lost. 2, at least. 1 for the next murder victim, 1 for the one doing life in prison. Both gone in different ways but ended with the same destination. We've twisted our backs, broken our bones, turned our backs on the backbones of our families, literally poured our blood, sweat and tears into this country. We're who made it great. And still, with no support from you, we're alone. But alone in this together, right? Regardless if we built every Santanderan nationwide, I've come to terms with the fact that I won't see change in my lifetime. But I guess to be great, that's the price, right? I'm tired of being great. Fuck being great. Just don't let my children see the same injustices I've seen. Don't let them breathe the same air I've breathed. 'Cause I'm starting to choke.
Who knows when you might lose it all? A year ago I had it hard. Our wedding date was set. The rest of our lives we were to start. Now I only live in that nightly moment when I gaze on nothing more than the mere reflection of her face. A moment of heaven in hell before she drops me back into this inferno. I spend every minute in dread that tonight will be the night that her shadow don't show and I'll know. Another man has stolen what was once my place. I do not regret squeezing the life from those damned flying horses. Zeus deserved to be humbled. For one brief moment, I, Calibos, daughter of the goddess Phytis, made Zeus feel what it is to be a woman. What it is to have the things we love the most ripped from us for no rhyme, no reason other than for the pleasure of others. And he couldn't handle it. So he stripped me of my name, my wealth, my status, cursed me to look like this and live like this, and he took her away from me. He took her away from me. Oh, Andromeda, my love, my life, my loss, won't you let even the shadow of the love you lost return to your eyes? Look at me like you used to when I was your life. Don't you think you at least owe me that? Don't your lips miss our kiss, the shape of my name on them, your Calibos? Hades has smiled up at me once more. She returns to lift this purgatory into peace. Be gone. It's not too late. My place is still unclaimed. I still have a chance. Be gone, I order you all. Her light is almost upon us.
Where did I go? Standing barefaced in the wilderness, with no safety net, no voice of reason. I followed the love. Even though I was scared, even though I was shut down 1,000 times, I sensed there was something real here. And so I walked along the canal, ready to see you. And I sat and I waited until you came. But I was way out of my comfort zone. I hid inside a book, inside my pink coat, watched you pass around a J as conversations got further away. Smoke inhaled on the balcony, water below us glistening whilst the realization was slowly settling. I don't fit in here. But see, I got here because I followed the love. When something sparks up my heart, nothing else matters. Everything around me melts and molds into a psychedelic blur, and my eyes are ablaze, reflections of violet flames. I left early that night, walked home in the rain, stood in the garden, and took off my pink coat, took off the clothes beneath it. I am alive. I am self-realized in this moment. See, I followed the love, but it brought me zero resolution. And then I stood
completely bare in the wilderness. The illusion was melting, because the love that I chased, I have become.
I see cancerous cells multiplying on my body in lesions, hives, hot like fever, this guilty bodily treason, and pus that crusts, foaming wet, frothy goodbyes, skin pouring out phosphorus, insufferably sad odours, skin cries. Do you understand why I could never look you in the eyes? Not enough. Touch too sacred, I'm not worthy of. Something must be wrong. She investigates the undiagnosed sickness she knows she's had all along. Tap, 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 she goes into the wide world of her narrow phone. A paranoid professional does she become once alone. Because she knows that I know. Like clockwork, every 7 years my body betrays me and grows. Skin shedding me of my armour. Each metamorphosis stripping me of joy, hope, and ardour. All these resurrections getting harder and harder and harder. Confused thoughts of her conception ejaculate tormenting visions of her afterlife reception. The final test. The final rejection. When her body finally fails her. Too scared to breathe. Too scared to be without breath. Mind constipated with chattering fear. Mind pregnant with death. I'm worried that I'm losing my mind.
Good afternoon, everyone. On this much anticipated day, I hope you have all achieved similar qualifications, what we set out to do, and have exceeded expectations. You've gone about your lives at secondary school with rigour, despite it having a detrimental effect on your mental health of life. Go figure. We have paved the way for you to capitalise on your many talents, your mark engraved on this school without compromise, you fools. Many of you will now do A-levels, which will further box you up to fit society's needs, and go on to excel and fulfil your... What happens today doesn't affect your whole life. Just the next stage. In reality, you don't know what's coming on the next page. Each of you are ever-changing beings, ever-growing. Soon you'll be seeing how life is not one straight road. It's full of humps and hurdles and heavy loads. 50% of mental health issues start at age 14. It was never our intention to make your lives less serene. We hadn't foreseen the impact. I'm sorry about that. The individual you are is pure and wonderful, so celebrate them. The world needs more radical changes. Can you make them? Less obeying components in a broken circuit. Your results do not define nor decide where you fit. Your academic success will not necessarily forge your destiny. You can make bare pee without any GCSEs, teach a language or 3, run a software company, own a circus. Just be free. Maybe put out some of this generation's fires. Whatever you do, I hope it's what your soul desires.
This isn't how I raised you. I'm a man. From me, you didn't grow. I'm a man. I'm a man. Imagine your seed blooming into something you tried to shelter it from. A reflection of a stranger, a boy. Imagining something other than himself, a mountain of doubt of what could, what can't, what isn't love. I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm a man. Rehearsed but never known, passed down but never picked up. Men preceding me, sons, fathers, brothers, uncles, boys with minds the same. Rooted in hate, disguised as misunderstanding. So I ask you, can you imagine a man loving a man? I imagine your face wet, mouth white like the moon for me. I imagine you bust a blank, proud of the man, the boy that you had grown without knowing love. Bust a blank for the boy that tells you he loves a boy. Bust a blank for the man I imagined I was. I am a man. I am the man I imagined I was. I am a man. I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm the man I imagined. I am a man. I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm the man I imagined. I am the man I imagined. I'm the boy that is now a man. I am a man I imagined. I imagined so much. My imagination is scared of itself. But still, I imagine. You see this and you have no questions. You have no answers. You just hold me and tell me I no longer need to imagine.
Me, smiling in my Nike Pro sports hijab. God, I was proud of owning that. Felt like an Olympic athlete. Park runs every week, playing basketball. I miss basketball. Now I can't touch that hijab at all. I was attacked. I remember Baba's life motto, Ya bitti, take life easy. But this life is throwing me prejudiced moments, and I am tired of eyes seeing my scarf before my eyes. Tired of being asked, where are you from? Tired of always having to prove my competence, the false notion that only certain nations can provide an education. Tired of wearing baseball caps, bucket, and winter hats instead of my scarves. Tired of power walking in quiet roads, clenching onto my personal alarm. Tired of being followed in department stores like my black skin by default equates to poverty. So they stand on guard watching me. And oh girl, I am tired of Islamophobic hate. Ya Rabbi. Black Muslim woman, seen as a triple threat by prejudiced mentalities, I see light within me, empowered by talking therapy, praying, reading the Quran, exercising, dancing, and poetry. Embrace your identity unapologetically and just be. We are worthy.
Get
Get out, Jamila. Deadlines are just a few days away. Finish the essay. And don't you dare submit work late. Will everything not be done today? You're going to bed at 3. And you're not going to eat until you're 3. I just need an escape. An escape from what? Me. I'm pushing you to achieve. I'm helping your productivity. The only thing you should be running away from is your damn complaining. You're pushing me to the brink. And I don't think I can take this. Like, you suffocate me, so negativity is all I think. Like with you, my name is Eve. You're a snake pouring your venom inside of me. Self-doubt seeps through my every vein, slowly occupies every cell. I'm dying to peace. And you're a thief. But I can't help but submit to your demise. You've made me weak. Your mental existence penetrates my energy. I can no longer hear myself. Mind feeling like the biggest burden I could possibly carry. Words lost in the panic, the frantic, overwhelming feeling of chaos. I can't breathe. I forgot what it feels like to have lungs that rhythmically inhale and exhale. I'm in hell. The sound of my heartbeat becomes leap, my heart jumping out of me. Even my heart wants to escape this mental malfunction and leave me. What is breathing? What do you mean breathe? Like I disobeyed my body and now it's repaying me. I denied its thirst for rest and now it's thirsty for my lack of energy to be quenched. I need to pay attention to the thoughts that reside in my mind. Mental, are you really fine? As ironic as it is, mental, tell me, what's on your mind?